This is the time and space where art merges into philosophy, science, and spirituality, where life sardonically satirizes itself. For the illogical, irrational aspects of life are all that make it worth living, but the self is stuck in a flesh suit screaming from the sidelines of a sick, sad society, incentivizing its demise through displaced virtues and values. Isn't anyone else the slightest bit curious? What the hell are we really doing here? Who the hell are we? This is a Sanctuary West Records production. We here at Sanctuary West refuse to admit we're actually only one person. The artist formerly known as Robert LaSalle. Join me on my exploration of the metaphysical in celebration of the absurd, a time and space which acknowledges only one ethic. This is macroethic. Welcome to Earth, kid. And welcome to society. Let's start you off with a car. Your freedom within this society requires you to move about long distances, so you must begin contributing to Earth's destruction through carbon emissions immediately. In order to gain freedom, you must start by going into small amounts of debt, thus proving your loyalty to society's domineering, destructive system. Once you've gone into enough debt and partially paid it back, you are permitted to borrow a vehicle from the bank, as long as you commit to paying twice its value over the course of several years. Next, you will be required to prove your loyalty to the propaganda machine we call education. Never mind the fact that humans truly only learn through experience, and never mind the fact that all information is now available to everyone everywhere. Your society wants you to cram information into your brain very quickly and systematically, then force you into rigorous, stressful testing, for which will require you to sleep very little, work incessantly, and then forget everything you learned by the end of the year. If for any reason you choose not to enter into this institution for the next 4 to 8 years, your society will project shame and regret upon your entire life. Society will actively work against you if you choose not to enter into this institution. Remember, your society always has your best interests in mind. If you do choose to enter into this institution, you will be required to go into one lifetime's worth of debt. And you will be forced to focus on one single subject matter, to which you will be expected to resign your life, fully commit and reserve all of your time to this one single subject matter for the rest of your life. If you find other interests along the way, society will make it extraordinarily difficult for you to change paths, and you will be forced into 2 lifetimes worth of debt if you choose to focus on more than one thing in life. In order to live anywhere, you must go into another lifetime's worth of debt, or you must agree to pay a monthly fee in order to exist somewhere on a temporary basis. This second option is similar to throwing money into a fire. Society's economic structure is one where people who own things exponentially own more and more things, and people who own nothing, well, they owe exponentially more and more things to the people who own all the things. There are no alternatives to this. Simply by existing, you are either an owner or an ower. If at any point you cannot own or rent a place to exist, society offers you no means of ever regaining a place to exist. You will be forced into a lowly shame, for which very few people ever recover. Once you become an adult, you are completely tied into every callow decision you made as a teenager. And you're completely committed and completely trapped. Society strongly incentivizes that you find another person who's completely committed and completely trapped. And together the two of you become completely committed and completely trapped to one another. It's called marriage. Marriage is strongly incentivized in nearly every aspect of societal living. Marriage allows you to pay your society less taxes on the money you must earn in order to pay off the debt you accrued for existing. Yes, you owe society a large chunk of the money you make in life because you exist, and the place where you exist also exists. And you owe society less money if you're trapped with another person who also exists in a place which also exists. Whether you go it alone or trap yourself with another, you must pay money on the money you make to pay off the debt you accrued simply through existing. There are no alternatives to this. Okay, the rest of your life is all set. Now, do the thing you randomly chose at school for the next 45 years in order to pay off all the debt for all the crap you don't need. Half of humans will divorce from their trapped partners, but typically you want to pop out a few kids first. This will ensure that you never recover from the previous traps and you stay indebted to your society till death do ye part. Once you have kids, you have a strong emotional investment in all the other traps. And that emotional investment will keep you from wandering off or learning anything new or understanding anything about the true nature of life. This assures that you never waver from the hapless path on which society has so graciously allowed you to exist. Now, you're going to need some fuel. Do you want to eat food the way Mother Earth made it? That's going to cost a lot more money. Society has made your health its lowest priority, and your health care will rack up a third lifetime of debt. Society strongly incentivizes you eat tortured animals who've never seen the light of day. It's like we always say, food thrives in small, dark cages. Cram this stuff into your face for 60 years and then praise modern medicine for saving you from all the health problems that definitely weren't caused by your society. If you want to eat anything without steroids, or if you want to eat fruits and vegetables that grow naturally without artificial gene modifications, you will be required to earn significantly more money. So perhaps consider a second or third job. Corn syrup, starches, and heavy trans fats are readily available at affordable costs everywhere. Thank God for modern conveniences. No, don't thank God. Thank your society. If at any time you feel as though your life is meaningless, unnecessarily stressful, and full of immense suffering, a doctor will prescribe an SSRI in order to trick your brain into thinking life is supposed to be this way. Your society refers to these as antidepressants. If your body, mind, emotion, and energy are all out of whack, don't listen. Stay seated on the runaway train, insert pills into your face, and keep living the exact lifestyle which got you all out of whack. Other medications will be available for sleeping, waking, and to numb the existential dread you feel each and every day of your miserable life. Society has termed these things chemical imbalances. It's when you incessantly feel disquiet, disorder, and disease. It's not your society's fault. It's your innate genetic flaws which make you feel these things. It certainly isn't your mind, body, emotion, and energy screaming for you to get the fuck out of this god-awful society. We promise. Remember, your society always has your best interests in mind. As long as you sleep less than 4 hours each night and fill your entire schedule with useless tasks, appointments, and meetings, you never have to confront any existential truths or lies. Just fill your days and nights with doubt, worry, stress, and fear. This is called success. Great job. You did it. Your peers will applaud you for your ambition and hard work. You will feel as though it's all meaningless, but your society values your unique contributions. As long as every individual has a specialized, highly individualized task and no single person sees the whole of this destructive, domineering system, no one has to take responsibility, and we can all ride this runaway train into the sunset and off the cliff and into the air. And then, never mind all that. Soon you'll be 40 and you get to buy a red Porsche and fuck a 20-year-old. High five. Next big life step is when you retire to Florida to sit in a muggy swamp with folks whose internal organs are all rotten out, farting uncontrollably and spewing chemicals from all the holes and glands. One day you'll find yourself in a white room looking up at those brat kids you forced into existence, and you'll say, "Kids, let me tell you what I learned." Nothing.